Riko Tanaka walked through the rain-soaked streets of Neo-Seattle like a man coming back from war. The run had been long, bloody and fast. Too fast, even for someone wired to the gills with reflex boosters. Neon reflections twisted in the puddles at his feet, and every step reminded him that, though he still had flesh and bone, most of him was machine now. He sighed, tugged his black synthetic leather jacket with its worn red seams tighter around his shoulders, and thought to himself in that dry humor of his. 3 drones scrapped, 1 corporate samurai dismantled, 500,000 in chrome pushing my nervous system to meltdown. And now all I want is coffee. Is that too much? Just coffee? The sprawl never slept. Drones buzzed overhead, hollow ads screamed from rooftops, and street vendors waved chipware and sleep drugs under the glow of broken neon. The future is brighter, said the propaganda. But to Riko, it was just noise and rain. He caught a glimpse of himself in a shattered shop window, messy black hair falling across his forehead, eyes gleaming faintly with the metallic sheen of optical implants. The reflection looked back just as tired as he felt. He grunted, "How does this always happen to me?" Ahead, a neon sign flickered in sickly pink, "Stuffer Shack. Everything you need when you have no choice." The U sputtered out every few seconds, leaving a black gap. Perfect, he thought. The shack, cheap, dirty, smelling of old fryer oil, but selling what he needed. A packet of Soykaf and maybe some noodles to pretend life still had a routine. Inside, the shack was a parody of civilization. Shelves overflowed with brightly colored packets and idiotic slogans. Mint Blast Energy Soykaf. Taste the future in your gut. Premium algae noodles, now with almost chicken flavor. Insect protein bars, natural crunch guaranteed. The air smelled like fried grease and disinfectant. Refrigerators buzzed as if ready to explode. A mother tried to hush her crying son begging for candy. An orc teenager flipped through glossy gun magazines like they were catalogs of destiny. Behind the counter, a wage slave chewed gum like it was the only weapon he had left. Riko grabbed a cracked plastic basket and headed straight to the coffee aisle. He stopped in front of the wall of packets, scanning them with the same clinical eye he used for firearms. 1 million in cyberware jammed into my body, reflexes that would make an elf cry. And here I am choosing between chocolate-flavored chemical coffee or mint-flavored radioactive sludge. What a future. He pulled down a random packet, tossed it into the basket, and muttered, "That's it. Buy the coffee, pay, go home. Night over." The illusion lasted all of 30 seconds. The door slid open hard, and 3 figures stepped in. Torn leather jackets, scars of cheap chrome glowing dull red and blue. One shoved the metal bar down to lock the door, another kicked over a stack of soy chips, and the third waved a pistol with flaking chrome like it had been pulled from a trash heap. Everyone on the ground. "This is our show now," customers screamed. The mother dragged her kid down, the orc teen vanished behind the magazines, the wage slave froze mid-chew. And Riko? He stood in the coffee aisle, packet in hand, looking bored. Seriously, I just wanted coffee. How does this always happen to me? The gangers spotted him. The one with the pistol barked a laugh. "Look at Grandpa Zen, buying coffee like it's Sunday morning." Another snorted. "Hey, Chrome Grandpa, you paying for our snacks too?" Riko breathed slowly. "Not my problem. Not my contract. Just buy the coffee, walk away. Breathe, Riko. Just breathe." Then one of them kicked his basket, scattering the noodles across the floor. His hand tightened around the Soykaf. That he wasn't dropping. The gangers started sweeping shelves, stuffing energy drinks, cigarettes, and pirated music chips into bags. The jittery one shoved the pistol in the cashier's face. "Open the drawer, wage slave, or I'll open your skull." The kid froze, hands shaking above the terminal. Riko watched. I could end this in half a second. But no, not my business. Not until they crossed the line. And then they did. The jumpy ganger grabbed the mother by the hair, yanking the child along. He pressed the pistol to the boy's temple, laughing, spitting adrenaline and fear. The kid sobbed, the mother begged, and the crowd of customers went silent. Riko's heart thudded once, sharp. His boosters screamed for release. He closed his eyes. Damn it. Always the same. I just wanted coffee. The laughter echoed through the shack. The packet of Soykaf in Riko's hand felt heavy. He sighed, let it fall. The third on the linoleum floor cracked the silence like a gunshot. All right, enough. The world slowed. A metallic shiver crawled through his spine as the boosters ignited. Time dragged like molasses. The gun at the kid's head froze mid-twitch. The broken neon stretched into glowing rivers. Sound became echoes, hollow and distant. Riko moved. The first was the one holding the child. A twist of the wrist, bones snapping in silence, the gun sparring upward like a leaf. He shoved the man into a rack of soy chips, packets exploding around him like fireworks. The boy stumbled into his mother's arms before she even realized. The second barely turned his head before Riko was there. A short punch to the gut, reinforced bone against flesh, and the air burst out of him like a balloon. He folded, mouth opening in a silent scream. The third, pistol aimed at the cashier, didn't even have time to blink. Riko tore the gun from his hands, stripped it into 3 pieces with a flick, and let the parts rain down in slow motion. 3 bodies collapsed almost together. And time snapped back. Noise crashed into the shack again. Screams, sobs, the rattle of broken shelves. The cashier stood frozen, gum hanging from his lips. The mother clutched her child, shaking. The shack was chaos incarnate. Shelves toppled, noodles scattered, a synthetic melon rolling aimlessly down the aisle. Riko breathed. He adjusted his jacket, ran a hand through his messy hair, and went back to the shelf. He picked up another packet of Soykaf, tossed it into the ruined basket, and walked to the counter. He pulled a scratched cred stick from his pocket, slotted it into the reader with a dry beep, and let a few nuyen transfer. The coffee I'd pay for. The mess. That's your problem.